What's going on, Moon Gang? Welcome back to another Dumb Money Update with me, your host, the highly unnotable Matt Kohrs. Now, this particular update video will be all about AMC and GME, and in all honesty, considering everything that happened today, both of these moon stocks did very, very well. We'll be going into the technicals, the short interest, and I'll give you some of my final thoughts at the end of this, but TLDR, very, very excited to close out the week. Tomorrow, Friday, September 10th, it looks like it's going to be a pretty exciting day. So with all that being said, let's hop right into it. Alrighty, so just for a little bit of foundation, just so you know, both of our moon stocks closed out the day in the green. AMC was at 48.52, which was a pretty nice gain of 2.36%, and GME was at 199.18, which was a gain of almost 0.2%. Obviously, if you're an ape, it's good, especially when both of these stocks are on the green, but when you look at where they opened, it's honestly even better, because early this morning, right when the bell went ding, 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 both of these stocks were in the red. So AMC ended up opening up down 2.45%. So that's a nice rally to end up 2.36%. And GameStop, that was even more drastic. The fact that GameStop ended in the green still blows my mind. I mean, we opened up today down almost 10%. At one point we were down, but we opened up down 0.9 and then we ended in the green. That is so incredibly, phenomenally good. So please keep that in mind. Like, I think, yes, it's good that they're in the green, but I think the magnitude to which they were green on the day is kind of understated, and you need to look at both of their gap downs and the fact that they ended in the green. Hey, it's super, super good. But before we get into the more of the technicals of this, let me quickly just point out this. So for AMC, our boy Leo here, Don't Look Up in select theaters December 10th and on Netflix December 24th. A lot of people getting excited about this, and I think it's for good reason. The fact, and I know that they've done this previously, but I want this to become at least a common practice. Netflix kind of releasing some of its big name movies, at least at first in an exclusive theatrical window. Right here, it's just more and more proof that this theater going experience, going to watch a movie at an established theater, clearly not dying off. Our culture clearly has an appetite for it. So this entire concept of people are not going to go and like streaming is going to kill it, not true. I mean, one of the biggest streaming platforms, Netflix, is actually interested in the concept of doing exclusive theatrical releases for some of their bigger name movies. So this is exciting, people, and shout out to Rogue the Legacy for sending this my way so I could dive more into it. Pretty cool stuff, and I do recommend checking out this trailer. Ooh, also check out the Matrix 4 trailer. Pretty cool, but our boy Keanu Reeves, we just have all these exciting movies coming out, a lot of which I'm more than happy. And in fact, I would only at first watch them in a theater before I watch them on my own TV at home. All right, here's a quick look at the AMC daily chart. And man, today was an interesting day. So if you've been watching my update videos, you know we're in the cup and the handle, and we're waiting for the handle explosion. So yesterday we ended up 49.40. Today we ended up hitting 49. I mean, it's exciting stuff. It truly, truly is, because we're knocking on the door of a breakout. We just basically have this wedge structure, higher lows, the exact same high. So when you think about it, what does this mean? Think about the psychology of it. Every time we dip down, we're dipping less. That tells us that the bulls, the apes, are getting more aggressive and they're buying earlier each time. The fact that we're running into the same wall, it tells me that the bears are holding at that same price level. All these sellers, there's a lot of supply is probably the best way to put it. But every time we tap it, with the bulls getting more and more aggressive, the apes getting more and more aggressive, demand is increasing. And every time we run into that wall, there's not an infinite amount of shares that could be sold. The amount of supply is finite. So with the demand getting higher and the supply getting less each time we collide into that wall, it, in my opinion, I can't guarantee this at all. I am in no way a fortune teller. I'm not a financial advisor, but it's, to me, smells like a breakout's coming. I don't know where the momentum will lead to. I don't know the height of the breakout, but I just don't know how the supply can sustain the continued hits and the continued increase in demand. So I'm still, at first, my target is going to be 50. From there, I will be watching 52.50, and after that level, I'll do a new technical breakdown so we can map out the new levels. But I do want to say, in terms of AMC, the one thing that I want to see more of, today was a great day, and in my mind, it would be a perfect day. I love that we closed above 48, specifically above 48.50, which was an important resistance level. The fact that we closed above it, like it. The only thing that would have made this perfect is if we had more volume. AMC today traded 85 million shares. So with that, I just want higher volume for the fact that the larger market is accepting the new price. I would have loved to see 115, 125, but who knows? Beggars can't be choosers. I love the price action. I love the gain. I love the recovery. So maybe that'll just come tomorrow on the huge explosion of a big technical breakout. Maybe we'll see a big explosion in the volume as well. Once again, I'm just looking for the market at large to accept the new prices. Love the close. The only thing that would have made it perfect is if we had more volume. Just to show you a little bit more of a detailed depiction of what's going on here. This is the 2-hour chart for AMC, and you can kind of see we have the cup, a handle, another cup, another. There's so many cup and handles going on. Here's the wedge, the higher lows, the exact same high. In fact, today is the first day that we've closed on the top side of this range-bound trading, and I'm just looking for that follow-through breakout. It's honestly that simple. There's not much more I can do about the technicals besides reiterating time and time again that this setup, at least in my opinion, is a very bullish one. It's a very apish one. We're just looking for the momentum follow through. In terms of the short interest numbers, AMC, kind of a weird day. So 4.64 million return on a borrow of 1 million. So that was a net return of 3.58 million, short interest of 18.42%. The shares on loan, 118 million. You take that into account. So we're in the realm of 115 million, which is still a lot higher than it's been. I mean, early June was around the 70s. Utilization, 91.7%. And just so you all know, the average age of these shares on loan is 57 days. In terms of the flow, once again, the bulls dominated the day for AMC. The bull premium represented about 54.5%, while the bear premium represented 45.5%. So in the options world, not that crazy that we're seeing a nice follow through on AMC. Honestly, over the past 4 or 5 days, that's exactly what we've been seeing in the flow as well. So it's nice to know that they're kind of being correlated in a pretty obvious manner. Now let's switch it up to GME. GME had a crazy interesting day. So it gapped down a lot, and that was because of the earnings announcement. Basically, they did beat on revenue by about 60 million. They missed, I should say, on earnings per share. It was a wider miss than expected. It was still a loss. And over there, they ended up talking about some other things, such as the plant that they're opening in Nevada to help with East to West Coast shipping, because they really are trying to position themselves as the Amazon, the e-commerce of esports sales. I personally believe that's a very good niche to be in, but obviously the post-market reaction, the pre-market reaction, people got scared out of GME, and then the people who got scared, I'm thinking right away, are not the happiest with themselves, because it opened up at 180 today, but as you can see, we closed at 200. We closed right back where we were yesterday. So I think that there were some people who got shaken out, and it's unfortunate because the GME crowd specifically showed up for this stock, and they really did show everyone what's going on and who's boss. And in fact, the reason why I have this second line is we closed right above this trend line breakout. We've been tracking this trend line since September 1st, down, down, down. You can honestly argue that it's somewhat of a bull flag. We're trading upwards. That would be the flagpole. We have a perfect channel downward. You could have a top trend line, a bottom trend line. With the post-market trading and their earnings announcement, it broke below it. We opened up at the bottom edge of this flag, and it's called a bull flag, not only because it's trading upward to get into it, but they do commonly break upward. The caveat to all of it is, how much is it going to build out? I love, love, love the close above it, and I also like the spike in volume. Today, we traded 7.5 million on an average volume of 4 million, and I get it. To get these big ranges, you definitely need more volume, and I think some people were panicking at the start. Other people saw it as a beautiful opportunity, and we're now back in this range. If I were to extend this out, we're pretty much right back in here, and it comes down. I want to see the recovery back up. I like this region from 212 to 215. After that, I will be watching 225. Look for GME to get on the north side of 225, and then I'll be watching 240. And right after that, we have that key psychological level of 250. In terms of Ortex and GME, the net borrow today was 49,000 shares. The short interest is 12.63%. Utilization 35. Shares on loan probably not changed much at 6.75 million. And in terms of the flow, I already peeked at this. I know that's going to be a bullish one. Right here, the premium, bullish premium, 51.9%, and the bearish premium, 48.1%. I know this is just slightly in the bullish favor, but the reason I want to illustrate this is we had a bullish flow today after it was annihilated in post and pre-market trading. I mean, we gapped down almost 10%, and yet the flow is saying, no, we think this is an overreaction to the earnings announcement, and people bought it right back up. I was reading an article earlier that was talking about like sell first, ask questions later. I mean, clearly, I don't know if that person's a financial advisor or what, but that was awful advice. Like even there, like you lost whoever's paying attention to you $20 per share. Insane advice. And like we saw that this entire action, specifically in GME today, was throwing all these Wall Street insiders. It was just throwing them for like a complete twist today. They did not know what was going on. They did not know how to handle the action that they saw in GME. You could almost see them melting down through the internet. Personally, I thought it was pretty humorous, but right here, can't stop, won't stop, GameStop definitely flexing its muscles. So applause, firm handshakes to the recovery in GME today. So if you were able to diamond hand that, seriously, you do deserve a pat on the back. But overall, I mean, GME, look at this recovery. Just up, and away. I want to see this on the backside of 200. AMC had a great day. I know it's up only 2%. That even sounds crazy to say, but we're so close to that major breakout level. You can almost smell the tendies. I love it. I absolutely love what's going on in both of these stocks. So right here, of course, I'm not a fortune teller. I'm not a financial advisor, but to the way I interpret both of these charts and the short interest data and the flow, it does seem like the apes are driving the rocket ship right now. So with all that being said, I would love to get your thoughts on both of these stocks in a comment below. If you want to help me out with the YouTube algorithm, you know all that good stuff, like, subscribe, comment, blah, blah, blah. And until I catch you next time, from me and Chair, best of luck in the markets.